Hi, I'm Ron Lewis. Actually, I have a YouTube channel. My channel is Uper75 Golf Channel on YouTube, but that's not what I'm here about today. I'm here to talk about another matter in my life. So, when I was 5 and 6, I developed two diseases. I developed eczema, or eczema, how they pronounce it today. We used to call it eczema, E-Z-C-E-M-P-A, something like that. Let's see what that is. Yeah, there it is. Eczema. They call it eczema, I guess, today. That's what some people tell me. We used to call it eczema. Okay, I developed that when I was 5 or 6 years old, and I also came up with rheumatic fever, which is a disease that attacks your heart. So, anyway, I dealt with them two diseases for a while. The rheumatic fever, my mother teamed me up with a doctor his last name was McBride, and I lived in a little town called Paradise, Michigan, in the eastern upper peninsula of Michigan, and I lived right on the Whitefish Bay of Lake Superior. But anyway, I dealt with them two diseases for a couple of years, and the rheumatic fever, from it I developed a heart murmur, but at the time the doctor said the rheumatic fever was doing fine. He was giving me shots of I think penicillin, but I'm not sure what I was getting from him. But the rheumatic fever was doing okay, other than the heart murmur. But the eczema was a totally different story. From the eczema, I got terrible rashes over a good part of my body, and my bad spots was my legs and my back and my upper back shoulders. And but it would pop up anywhere and everywhere, just about. But them were the bad spots. So my parents went all over and called all over, trying to get some help for me and my eczema. So they were unable to find any help anywhere. Nobody knew what to do for it, and I suffered for it for years. So when I turned 10 years old in 1959, they called the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. That was the only Mayo Clinic in the country then. They were it. They were the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and they had a great reputation. And so they made an appointment with me in Rochester, Minnesota. They made an appointment for to find something to help me with eczema. They didn't make an appointment for anything to do with the rheumatic fever at all, because that was doing fairly good. The rheumatic fever was going along, and I was healthy then from it. It wasn't damaging me anymore. It damaged me a little bit. So anyway, they made an appointment for me when I was 10 years old in 1959, I believe it is. I was born in 1949, so I assume it was 1959 they made the appointment. So they took me to Rochester, Minnesota in 1959, and I met with my parents and I met with a lot of doctors, and while they were there, obviously, my parents told them about my rheumatic fever, and so they decided to test me for different things in the rheumatic fever field too. So that was just a secondary thing. So anyway, they did all the tests for the eczema, and they did develop two things. They developed a way to suck the poison out of the eczema. And what they did was they come up with a fairly simple little thing. Actually, it was fairly simple and cheap. I mean, it wasn't expensive to do this. They come up with this idea that you take white vinegar and you mix it with hot water, as hot a water as you can stand. You would mix the white vinegar with the hot water, and you would take washcloths or small towels, and you'd soak them in the hot water and white vinegar, and soak them in there, and then squeeze them out, squeeze all the liquid out of them, and wrap them around your legs or your back or whatever needed fixing, and leave them there until they went cold, and that would suck all the poison out of the eczema. And it worked pretty darn good, I tell you what. I used it for years, and that was the primary defense against the eczema. But they also developed a salve formula for me. They developed a salve. It was a white salve, and they developed it, and I was to take it to my local pharmacy, and the pharmacy would make up the salve, and and sell it to me. I would buy it, and after I'd put the white vinegar and hot water on, and after it had dried up, my skin had dried after I took them cloths off, I was to put the salve on and wrap it with saran wrap. This is a true story. This was back in 1959. This is what they developed, and so I did that procedure for years and years, and still nobody else came up with a salve for eczema or eczema. Nobody. And I don't know when the first salve popped up on the market for eczema. I don't even remember. I mean, it was so long ago. But over the years, several different companies have come up with a salve for eczema, and once in a while I'd find one I could use. And usually they didn't stay in business all that long. They might last 5 years, they might last 10 years, and they'd go out of business. Somebody else would come up with a formula, a salve for it. And so the one I recommend highly today, I think, is just fantastic. I'll show you what it is. So this is it. This is eczema, for eczema. Cortisone 10. Cortisone 10, I don't know what year they first come up with the formula. I don't know the first year that Cortisone 10 got in this business for this. Cortisone 10, this is a white cream salve for eczema. And let me tell you, this stuff is just fantastic. I mean, I don't know when I first spotted it on the market and tried it, but it's been at least 15, 20 years. I don't know exactly when it first come out. And here's another thing. Cortisone 10. It's a cooling spray. And if you got rough all red rash on you from eczema, you spray this on and it immediately cools it off. It immediately cools your skin. And you know, when you're scratching and rubbing, your eczema turns bloody. You know, when you start scratching it and stuff, you can't stand the itches so bad. It will turn bloody. When you spray this on, this will just cool it right off, and it feels so good when it first comes on. And so that's another one. Cortisone 10 cooling spray. And I think there's some in-between stuff I got. I've never used this yet. Cortisone 10 makes a lot of itch creams, and this is one of them here. Cortisone 10 Intensive Healing, and actually it says eczema, psoriasis. Actually, I've never used this stuff out of the box before. I don't know if it's the same stuff as the eczema cream or not, but this is another product they got. And now the price of this has actually gone down in the last couple of years. In the last couple of years, I was paying $11 or $12 for these. These are 3.5 ounces, 3.5 ounces a salve, and I was paying up to $11, $12 a tube for this in the last couple of years. But right now you can buy it at Walmart for $9 a tube, which is a bargain, I think. So I know Gold Bond makes eczema cream, and I've tried it a couple times, and I don't like it. I don't think it's very effective. It may be somewhat effective, but it's not as good as this. This is what I consider the premier eczema cream in our country that I know of. So I'm just getting out there and I'll tell you another thing. If you got dogs and cats or some other animals that are just suffering from itching, from rashes or eczema or whatever. I've got a 3.5-year-old cat. Actually, it's not mine, it's my sister's. And well, it's my cat. But she was buying collars for it. She said they were expensive flea collars. And she says and the cat didn't want me to put this eczema cream on her. And she was one big scab that wide over the top of her backbone. She was that wide, from head to butt. She was all one big wide scab. And my sister bought a flea collar and put it on for a year and said, well, the collar's out of date now. You can cut it off. I said, well, I'm going to put this. I don't care what if the cat gets mad at me or not, I'm going to put this cream on her. I put this eczema cream on her back, 3 coats in a 2-week period. I spread it out. I did 3 coats in 2 weeks. So and I didn't put it on every day. I just put it on 3 times. And she was completely healed in 3 coats in 2 weeks. And who the heck